12 years ago, on November the 18th, 2011, Minecraft released version 1.0, the adventure update. It had some kind of cool, crazy things that are staples to Minecraft today, but did you know that there's actually people out there that hated this update? Despite how far Minecraft has come, a lot of people still playing beta 1.7.3, aka the last version before Minecraft added stuff like hunger and sprint. So much so that a dedicated team has made a mod pack to change the way that Minecraft is. They call this mod pack Better Than Adventure. But is it really better than adventure? Well, let's see. Over this next 100 days, I'm going to do my best to go and find out. If you enjoyed the video, then please consider leaving it a like. And if you enjoy content like this, then please consider subscribing as well. Would love to hit 200k by the end of the year. Let's do this. So here we are on day one, and there's two very important points to make. Firstly, the hearts aren't hardcore. Yes, I am fully aware of that. You see, beta Minecraft never actually added the hardcore mode. Ironically, it was the adventure update or 1.0 that added hardcore. But I still want to set myself the hardcore challenge, so I put the world into the hard mode, and I also said that if I was to die at any point in this world, I would have to restart. So it is unofficially hardcore, but I am playing by hardcore rules. We all cool with that? Cool? Alright, let's move on. Secondly, as you could tell by the couple of things you can see on the screen, this was all streamed on my Twitch channel. I have been streaming a lot recently, so if you're in the mood, come and check me out, twitch.tv/Havenhand. I'll leave a link in the description and on the pinned comment. But enough dilly-dallying, let's get on the way. I knew it was going to be a good 100 days when I started, and there was a pink sheep right next to me. Anyway, after grabbing the basics, including a hoe of course, I got to animal murdering. Let me just quickly point out that in beta Minecraft, not all animals drop food, only pigs do. The rest of the animals drop the other drops, which I'll show what I mean by that on screen. And once I got that done, I headed into the caves, getting a little bit of iron along the way before finding myself bricks. Turns out the spawners in this mod pack can be sometimes a little bit odd and have stuff like bricks in them, which is quite nice. And after clearing out the loot from the chest, I got myself some blue paper, sure, before heading into the caves even further. But it was night, so I was able to sleep using that blue paper. Turns out that beds aren't the same as they are in normal Minecraft, which is good to know. But how do I know that, I hear some of you ask? Well, I can't really explain that. Bring in the doctor. Dr. Havenhand is here, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all enjoying the mod pack so far? So when Haven started this adventure all that time ago, or better adventure, you see what I did there? He originally wanted to do it completely blind. Basically, he wanted to enter it with as little information as possible and learn the mod pack as he went along. Unfortunately, this plan didn't happen, and you're about to see some footage why that would be. As the first day that you just watched wasn't actually his first attempt, it was his second. Question is, what happened in his first attempt? Well, he made himself some basic tools, which included some full leather. This also showed a new thing to him where each armor set has different stats. It turns out that leather armor stops fall damage, which is quite useful to know. He did try to make himself a bed, but unfortunately failed. He originally thought it was because of the new wood type, but nope, that wasn't the case. Luckily, he learned that there is actually a custom crafting book, similar to how Minecraft is, where it shows you what you can make and how you can make it once you have the items, which is quite useful. He then began digging down where his game crashed, and when he loaded back in, the walls that he just dug out had refilled, which means he was now suffocating in a wall. This will be much relevant later. And after caving and picking up this blue paper, which turned out to be cloth, he then learned that he has to use it to make a bed. Now, there's a lot more stuff that happened during the original adventure. Basically, I learned a couple of things. For example, that if I want my coordinates or the day counter, I just need to make myself a compass or a clock. And if I want to light myself a nether portal, then I need to make the full frame of a nether portal, because if you miss the corners for whatever reason, it doesn't work. However, the biggest thing that I learned during this time is that I really need to update my Java. Basically, the game kept crashing because I had an old version of Java on my computer, and the side effect of this crashing was basically the world was rolling back. Basically, I would do something, the game would crash, and the world would revert to how it was before the crash, whilst keeping me in the same location as before. That's why when I would dig a staircase in the first couple of days, when the game would crash, I would still be in the same location, but I would be where the staircase originally pulled me, which would explain why I was suffocating. The reason this was a problem though was I just entered the nether, and so when the game crashed, it actually deleted my portal, which means I had no way back. It left me with only one choice. It's like a nice warm bath. And so that was the first run, and that was everything that I learned from the first run. Wasn't that neat? So after making some iron armor on day 2 and a little bit of leather as well, I got bombarded with arrows. I will point out as well, for those who don't know, that since hunger isn't a thing, food will instantly heal your health, so healing up is relatively easy. As it's slowly building up my iron armor, I just have to get myself some iron, and then I have to cook myself some iron. I did make myself a clock which showed that the day was actually day 1. Unfortunately, this gets a little bit confusing, but I'll try and fix fix it in the edits. A Minecraft world will start on day 0, which means technically day 0 is day 1 and day 1 is day 2. Now, I normally can fix this in later versions of Minecraft, but there was no way for me to do that in beta Minecraft. This is all getting a bit confusing. I think I'm gonna take a nap. You know what I realized on day 3? There's a day counter right there. I could just get rid of this day counter. It's gonna save me like 10 minutes in the editing process, but I no longer have to include the big day counter on my screen. Isn't that fantastic? Worth of a crab dance if there ever was one. While this happened, I was able to make myself a compass to get my quad, and I was also able to make myself a calendar, and this will show me the weather and the seasons of any time of day. Oh right, yeah, this mod pack, it actually has seasons, which will change about every 7 days or so. Anyway, let's head up. Honestly, that could have gone worse. Once I got to the surface, I spent a little bit of time traveling. I was hoping to find a spot that I would call home, and unfortunately this day, I wasn't able to. I kept traveling on day 4, finding this cliff thing, and decided that this would be the perfect place to set up shop. I wanted to get myself a little bit of wood, so I decided to tackle that problem straight away. I will need to pick up some saplings along the way as well. Oh my goodness gracious. I mean, I wanted just 1 sapling. I think I've got enough now. Day 5, and let's get some seeds. So if I can get myself some farting seeds. I know seeds are in the game. I literally got a seed earlier. Don't put the egg on my face in front of all my viewers. I'm talking about Twitch and YouTube right now. I will keep doing this until I get a seed. I don't care if this takes 4 days. The only thing I can really think of, and if this is correct, I'm going to be so annoyed. I even made a penis. So I made myself a staircase down to water. I used myself some basalt. No, not that basalt. This basalt. Any questions? And I started myself a wheat farm. I will have to hoe a lot of the ground, but I'm sure it will be fine in the long run. I have also acquired hard way this day, the achievement for picking up iron. I say that whilst already having an iron ingot in my inventory and also having an iron tools, iron bucket, and also full iron armor. You know, the usual stuff. On day 6, I dug down, finding myself some iron along the way until I got myself to a cave. There was plenty more iron in here, and there was also plenty of mobs. Even found myself a couple of diamonds. Isn't that nice? And then I found myself even more diamonds. Isn't that nice? I made myself a diamond pickaxe and a diamond sword. Little side note, by the way, but enchants, the thing. Alright, cool. And then I found myself a lava pool and started mining some obsidian. Second side note, by the way, diamond pickaxes, they mine very, very fast. Alright, cool. And on day 7 with the obsidian, I returned back to base. I set myself up a nether portal and went into the nether. Now, at this point in time, the only thing that I have found in the nether that was new was actually nether coal, which at this point in time, the only thing I could tell was that it would give double torches, so 8 torches instead of 4, but other than that, I couldn't find anything else in the nether for the time being, so let's head home. And then on day 8, I decided to go into the world and explore. The main goal was to do some mild pig slaughter. Other than that, I just wanted to explore the world and see what I could find. I pretty much spent the whole day exploring until I got to the night where I found this. Now, I'm not exactly sure what this was, but it did have chests that had some loot, and it also had a death drop, so exciting times. It turns out to be a labyrinth is what I've called it throughout the video, and it definitely had many dangers, but there was nothing that I couldn't handle. I carried on searching the labyrinth on day 9 until I found something cool. I'm gonna have to do that like 5 times over, and if people aren't gonna get annoyed by that. What is a hand cannon? How do I use this hand cannon? Oh, I have a hand cannon? Is it just like a rocket launcher? We'll definitely come back to the hand cannon for later, but for now, let's steal all these bookshelves. Before I went back to traveling, it did get to night, so I was planning to sleep again, where I was very quickly reminded of an old feature that Minecraft had. Basically, if you were to sleep in the dark, they'll spawn a mob on you and try and attack you. It was a cool feature, and I'm disappointed they removed it. Anyway, I gotta be more careful. More traveling on day 10 led me to another labyrinth. There was honestly more of the same. The labyrinths weren't too different until I found myself a golden quiver. This is basically like the infinity enchantment for a bow, except the arrows that you shoot are much weaker. That was pretty much about it. I decided at this point it would be a good time to head home, so I did. On day 11, I traveled. Yeah, that pretty much sums that up. But on day 12, I was able to get myself back home, where I decided to build my base. My idea was to build something that hangs basically into the cave, but for what I want to do, it is going to require a lot of digging, so I got straight on that. I pretty much did that all of 12 and 13, but I needed some extra things to get this to work, so I went back to caving on day 14. Here's the golden quiver in action, by the way. It's very fun to use, and I also found myself some diamonds, and a creeper should have killed me again for the record, but hey, we move on. I was still caving on day 15, 15. Got myself some more diamonds, which was 10 more now. And then there's more diamonds over here, which was 5 more. Isn't that neat? I also discovered this day that in the crafting book thing, it looks like there's some netherite or something. It's hard to say because I don't believe there would be netherite in this mod pack. I was too busy distracted anyway, getting even more diamonds and more diamonds. This was so easy to get. For the record, I had 46 diamonds in total at this point. It's a crazy amount considering I've only been caving for what, 2 days at most? The funny thing is that I came in here for cobble. I ended up actually leaving with an extra vein of diamonds, which got me to 53 diamonds in total. A good trade if I do say so myself. But that's enough of that. Let's head out of here. I got back on day 16, made the diamond armor and tools. I did notice it was a new season, by the way, so that's why the tree leaves changed color, which is definitely a cool feature. And with the cobble and wood, I gathered the last thing that I need is glass. So let's dig up a little bit of sand, and now we can get on the builds. Starting on day 17, I got the wooden frame in, but before I could continue the build, I yet again got distracted, and I was wondering, can animals breed yet? Because if not, I could just breed an infinite amount of pigs, and I would have an unlimited supply of food. I only had the one pig, and then after a while, I just decided to try and breed him anyway. Unfortunately, you can't breed any animals in this version, or at least it wouldn't take the wheat, and carrots aren't a thing either, so basically, I'm fairly confident you can't breed it. And that was my day. Boy, that was a waste. I got back to building on day 18. The cobble floors were in, as were the glass, or at least as much as I could do. I've got a little bit more to go. Also, I got the back wall in, though you'll see in due course exactly what that is. It only took me the next day to get the glass wall finished. I got myself some cobblestone slabs down. I also found out that diamond pickaxes insta-break glass, which is good to know, I guess. But by the end of the day, I had the bottom layer completed. And when day 20 came around, I decided I wanted a little bit of a break from building, and so I went to go explore the nether again. It turns out in this version of Minecraft, the only thing that is in the nether is nether coal, so it is a waste of time to explore that. The only real entertaining thing that happened for me this day was that I hit a pigman. Wasn't that fun? And so on day 21, I realized I was actually quite low on food, and so I decided to head out with just one simple goal. Why don't you tell them what it is, Dimitri?
Kill every last one of them!
Alright, cheers, love. And yeah, so that's what I did, just killed all the pigs. Here's how much food I had on day 22, by the way. Still wasn't done. But to be fair, it didn't take me long to fill out my inventory entirely of raw pork chops. It is time to head back. On day 23, and one thing I'll also point out, if you haven't figured it out as well, is that food doesn't stack in this version. They're each individual food sources. Now, this, in my opinion, is quite endearing. I don't actually mind it. That being said, cooking individual pork chops is definitely less endearing than I'd like. At least I got myself a, okay, I called it a steak station. Yeah, I know I'm a nerd. I did, however, learn this day that I can cook iron. Maybe I just need to use nether coal, which unfortunately didn't work. I did spend the rest of the day actually looking into this, but I couldn't find any worthwhile conclusions, so we'll come back to that later. On day 24, and you know what's new to this mod pack? You can make flags, and you can actually draw on the flags and make your own fancy art. I wonder what Haven's gonna draw. Watching this back, I kind of hate me. Also, I found this thing. Turns out to be a basket. Now, I imagine this would be the most useful thing in the world if I could find a use for it. Oh, what's this? Oh, is this a cannonball? Oh, okay, we're doing that right now. Hang on. How do I do this? Where's something I can shoot in the face? I don't know about you, but that was pretty disappointing. Why are they so They're awful. They're actually garbage. Why would I use this? I then saw this, and this was a blast furnace, and this is how you're able to cook iron and get yourself steel. Well, it's crude steel, and you need 3 crude steel to make 1 permanent piece of steel, but basically I could now make myself a new material. And so on day 26, I made myself full steel armor. Really not going to explode anytime soon, that one's for sure. I did, however, learn the obvious thing this day, that you should mix and match armor. That way I'll definitely get the most amount of coverage for all different kinds of damage. Did it take all day to find the perfect set of armor that I would want? Yes, but I was okay since I was learning. And then I tried the new pickaxe on day 27, and it was weirdly slower than the diamond pickaxe. I thought that was a bit weird. It turns out that this mod pack, basically, diamonds have a somewhat efficiency enchantment, and steel has a somewhat unbreaking enchantment. Basically, if I want the longevity of a tool to survive, I should be using steel rather than diamond, which is faster. Up to personal preference, I prefer diamond. But on that note, I am going to head into the world and see what I can find. I spent spent quite a few days on my travel. Day 28, 29, and 30 was done exploring the world, seeing its biomes, its waters, but honestly, I didn't actually find too much, and so I returned home by day 30. I finally put a roof on the base on day 31. I also added some more knowledge to my house, and then on day 32, I expanded the wheat farm. The farm is officially built. It isn't anything special, but it'll do. I decided to bone meal a little bit as well, just to fill out the crops, basically. Now I'll have a full crop set up. Hopefully I'll have plenty of wheat when the time comes. Back at it again with the white vans. Dr. Havenhand is here, and let me introduce you to the ice skates. These bad boys are the rarest thing in this mod pack. They can't be crafted, and as far as I'm aware, they can only be obtained in labyrinths. Not the labyrinths I've been finding, but instead a snowy labyrinth. So the plan is simple. Let's head out into the world and find myself a snowy biome. There was a lot of boating this day, but sadly there was no snow. Day 34 and I got myself some cherries. That'll be useful later, but for now it was just more exploring. Yeah, that's about it. I want to point out, by the way, that I've been walking around for half an hour. I'm about schnitzel. I did get myself a new achievement this day. Get every single stone variant, which is quite nice. But I decided to give up for now and got back home on day 36. For now, let's look at some more achievements. On a rail, you say? Alright then, let's do this. Little bit of a fun fact for you though. In beta Minecraft, you have to travel 1,000 blocks on a minecart. Yet again, ironically, this was made much easier in the adventure update where you only have to travel 500 blocks. So yeah, this is going to be slightly more difficult. To get this done though, I am going to need myself some iron, and so on day 37, I returned to the caves. Honestly, things went really well, getting myself plenty of iron in the caves. I was also picking up the occasional gold and redstone since I need that for the rails as well. I thought I had enough by the end of the day, and so I headed straight back up. Now we're just talking about my biggest annoyance in Minecraft. Oh, really? Oh my, really? All right, I'm moving on. No, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. No. Son of a... So on day 38, after fixing the crater, I saved some gold and made plenty of power rails and normal rails. I then made a huge mistake when I accidentally miscounted the amount of rails I needed. Basically, for some reason, I only thought I needed 1 iron for every rail craft rather than 6, which means I only had 1/6 of the rails I actually need. Basically, I was about 5 stacks short that I actually needed to, and I still think I hold the title of the biggest idiot in 2023. Anyway, I went back into the cave and started grabbing even more iron. I resorted to strip mining on day 39. Did get myself a little bit of iron along the way. That is until I found myself a new cave. To give you a visual, by the way, every single iron that has its own individual slot needs to be a stack for me to have enough iron to make the rail, so I got a bit of a way to go. Oh yeah, I was also finding plenty of diamonds at this point. I really wasn't that excited about it because I already had so many, and I was finding even more on day 40. Like seriously, imagine 1.20 like this, just diamonds everywhere. That'd be crazy. After a little bit more iron mining, I did find myself a double spawner, which has been forever since I've seen one of these bad boys. It did have 7 extra iron in, otherwise it was kind of useless, I'm not gonna lie. And then the rest of the day was, well, more iron mining, and would you believe it, more diamonds. I was so close on day 41, I just needed a little bit more to go. I did also find an apple this day, which, listen, I'll need that very soon, you'll see why. You missed me? Well, you must not have a good aim then! That did 0 damage. That did 0 damage. But at this point, I officially have enough iron, so let's head back. I got back on day 42, and I started cooking away. And yep, that pretty much sums up that day. Though on day 43, I couldn't be bothered to just wait for it all to cook, so I decided to head out into the world. I needed to get myself a couple more pork chops, and the idea of that snowy biome being somewhere in the distance is a nice thought to have. There's not really much to note about this day. I will say that I found a sandy labyrinth, which had plenty of chain pieces, which will help me with a future achievement. And then I carried on traveling on day 44. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot about collecting the pork chops, but the rest of the traveling was still pretty straightforward. I was looking for that snowy biome, and so I searched on day 44, and day 45, and day 46. And on day 47, I, well, traveled. You could probably tell by me being back at home that I gave up searching and went back home. I'm not sure if that was subtle enough or not. At least I got myself the full chainmail achievement. I mean, it wasn't much, but hey, it was something to brighten the mood. Dr. Havenhand is back, ladies and gentlemen. Haven didn't record between day 48 to day 50. Listen, he's an idiot. He knows it. If it makes you feel any better, the only thing you missed was him placing rails. If you felt like you missed out though, then don't worry. Here we are on day 51, still placing rails. And it was on this day that I was able to reach the 1,000 block perimeter. Assuming I have the correct amount of powered rails down, I should be good enough for me to get this achievement. How did you miss? You missed again. It was the greatest battle that anyone ever saw. Alright, attempt 1. Here we go. Alright, never mind. Alright, attempt 2. Here we go. I was so close to losing it right at the end over here, but I was able to get it on a rail. GG, no re, let's move on. Next up on day 53, a simple achievement. Not even I could mess it up. I'm gonna catch and cook a fish. Sadly, I only had 1 string, which means I am gonna have to wait and kill a spider if I am wanting to get this fish. Whilst I am waiting, I decide to pop back into the nether and grab myself some nether coal. All things considered, I got a decent amount. I probably won't have to come back here for a while. What I will mention is as I was leaving, there was something weird did kind of happen. I was literally trying to leave through the nether portal, but then all of a sudden a random pigman, an individual pigman just attacked me. I didn't hit a pigman other than the first time ages ago, but that was far away from the portal, so I'm not really sure what happened here, but yeah, I guess just this one guy had a bit of beef with me. Probably hates melons, I don't know. Anyway, when the night did come, I went back to spider slaughtering, and it really didn't take me that long to get myself the extra string. And so on day 54, I fished. I got my fish, I cooked my fish, and no achievement? What the? Alright, maybe it was just a little bit of a mess up. Let me just do that again, quickly get a second one, and what? That didn't work again. Listen, this happened with the iron. I had plenty of iron. I just need to get myself 1 more fish, and why is this not working? I'm not gonna lie, I've searched around. I don't know why this wasn't working, but I guess we can move on for now. I decided on day 55 to try and get another simple achievement. As all of you know, I do have a hand cannon, but there is an achievement to actually craft a hand cannon. So what I'm gonna do is grab a little bit of iron in the caves down below and make myself a hand cannon. It really was simple. I only needed 2 pieces of iron. I got back up and cooked it into crude steel where I made myself the hand cannon. Probably the easy achievement I've got this entire time. I was looking at more potential stuff that I could grab on day 56 where I found this. Now I don't know what this is. All I know is that I want it now. And so after grabbing myself some paper and then grabbing myself an insect, I made a label? This label basically turned out to be an infinite name tag, so like a child, I named it melons, and then, well, can you blame me? I named everything that I could find. I know, it was a mature day, all things considered. Back to being serious though, I did decide I needed a little bit more iron for a future product, so I went back into the caves. I got plenty of diamonds of all things. You know, I really don't need it, but I guess I'll take it. And after getting the little iron I needed by day 57, I headed back up. Now, there may be some of you wondering why I wanted this iron, and well, there was another craft that interested me, that being a trommel. What in the world is a trommel? The best way I could describe it is kind of like a furnace. You use coal to cook sand and gravel and that kind of thing, and it gives you stuff like clay and quartz and pebble. Was the last time I used it this day, because let's be honest, that is kind of useless. And then on day 58, I decided that I wanted to work on a big project to potentially finish out this video, and that was to build the giant wool Minecraft side of Ult. Now, if you've played a console version of Minecraft and played the tutorial world on that console version of Minecraft, you know exactly what I'm talking about. For those who don't know, here's a quick picture. And so I went into the world shearing all the sheep I could. I also need an egg at some point because I need to make myself a cake, but that'll come. The journey carried on for the next couple of days. It was another multi-day adventure, you know, walking around, grabbing wool. I had plenty of wool gathered, of course, but I still was on the search for that super rare farting snow biome. Why is it farting? I don't know. And as you can tell by my coordinates, I'm over 10,000 blocks out and I'm yet to even see a speck of snow. And so yeah, another unsuccessful journey, sadly. And so on day 64, I decided to head back. Yet again, I am without snow and pretty much getting ready to give up on that task. Because let's be honest for a second, if I'm not going to find it now, I'm probably not going to find it ever. That is until... I think that if you go higher, like in newer Minecraft, like the higher you are, the more likely you are to get snow. Snow. There's snow. That's snow. I mean, I'm going to grab some snow because I need it anyway, but oh my god, this could be the greatest thing ever. So, you ready for the twist? The twist that's going to make you all very happy? I needed a snow biome, yes, but this is not the correct snow biome. And better than Minecraft, they've added a new biome called a glacier. Basically, a glacier can hold these labyrinth that I'm looking for. Unfortunately, this snow biome was nothing but tigers, so sadly for me, I finally found a snow biome, but it legitimately wasn't the wrong one. Can't believe after 65 days I haven't found one. That's just, yeah, sure, of course. I got back home by day 66, and well, I used the snow that I did collect to make ice cream. I was feeling sad, okay? I decided one last plan on day 67 to try and find this glacier and hopefully find these ice skates. I was gonna go into the nether with a new nether portal and travel in the nether super far away to the point where I've never been in any of the loaded blocks that I would appear at. So I popped back into the caves to grab myself some obsidian, and then I went into the nether, and thus would start a many-day adventure where literally everything, and I mean everything, went wrong. Are you attacking me? Why are you attacking me? I didn't do anything. Alright, we should be... It should hopefully now just be a, oh, my pickaxe broke! Okay, that was all part of my master plan. You know what? I think we're close enough here. We'll make the portal and figure it out. Ah, small mistake. I didn't bring a flint and steel. Now, I'm hoping this will work. If not, I'm going to have to run back. Yes, come on. Yeah. What do you mean? You're on fire. Oh, I'm going to have to run back. I'm going to have to run back. Why? What's going on here? Oh my god, I've just realized what it is. You need the corners. He's like the freaking corners. Oh, for God's sake, I don't have the corners. Oh, I have to go back and get 4 more obsidian. I can't believe I keep making this issue. Right. Please, for the love of God, thank you. Right, hang on a second. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. I didn't go far enough. I've only gone half the distance. So yeah, good time. And so with all that faff out the way on day 72, I returned back to the Nether and I moved. Again. I won't bore you with the journey, it was just a long journey through the Nether, but by the time I got out of the portal, I was over 15,000 blocks away from my original location. If there ain't a glacier out here, there isn't a glacier. And so on day 73, when I saw some ice, I couldn't believe my eyes. It was a glacier. So now all I gotta do is finally find the labyrinth and... Wait, why is the screen froze? Oh no, don't, Editor Haven, don't do this to me. Don't do it, don't tell me there wasn't one here. There wasn't one here? No, you can't do this to me. It's been 70 plus days, you can't do this to me. Oh my god, I'm walking back to the portal, I didn't find one. Oh, this is the worst. I spent a few days looking, but on day 76, I had given up. There was no labyrinth in this glacier, so I can officially say that this is the end of me trying to find the glacier. Who even needs ice skates? Like, let's be honest for a second. At least I got back home by the end of the day. I'm something. And so on day 77, the plan was to get back to wool hunting. But before I do, let me just check how much wool I actually need for the sign. I need 18 stacks of black wool, 923 light grey wool, which is 14 stacks of that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and change my plan because that would take an infinite amount of time, and I'm not about to do that. This has been fun. This entire thing has been great. You know what? How about we just do something simple? Let's just get a simple achievement that I can't possibly mess up, and then we can finally go back to feeling good. Let's get When Pigs Fly. Pig on land. All right then. Don't go into the water. You do not want to go into the water. Wait, what? Wait, what? Am I going crazy or where did it go? After actually getting a pig into the hole, I got to work. Oh, what's that? There's another failing montage. Oh, this will be good. Got this. Yes. Okay, can I just push you back into the hole and we'll come to plan B? Let me push you back. Come back into the hole. Go into. Oh my god. Please, please. I will pay you one of the fine. It won't. It won't die. I can't believe this is happening. Why? I can't get him out. I physically won't be able to get him out anymore. Pig, go that way. Just a couple of blocks. Turn around. Yes. Yes. No. Don't do this. Okay, let's try it one more time. Take it from the top, people. It's just the catch the fish all over again. Okay. 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 Just tank it. Just tank it. Oh my. I found a new pig on day 79. And then I found a newer pig on day 79 as well. It took a second, but we got it. Honestly, the first try, I can't complain. The next thing that I needed on day 80 was an egg. Now, sitting in a hole with a chicken would be kind of boring. Luckily, I found a way to entertain my Twitch viewers. Oh, Chris, I'm afraid it's over for you, my friend. Oh, what? I did get the egg, by the way, for anybody wondering. I got back home on day 82. The cake was made, and I gave one last chance for this fish achievement. I literally caught multiple fish. I have 5 in my inventory, but shockingly enough, it again didn't work. I'm not sure why it would be. Again, I can't find anything online on why this achievement wouldn't work, so we're just gonna have to move on and not get this achievement. Moving on to the next day, though, there was another achievement I was able to easily get, and that was Icebreaker. Basically, without Silk Touch, the only way for you to get ice in this version is to use a piston and an obsidian, and that will give you an ice block, which is a cool, nifty feature. I then started gathering myself some wood. As much as I love my little house and the little cave area down here, I would like to add something up top, so I got to work on getting some stuff there. I started building on the next day. I had the great idea to use all blocks as like the full block, block in the corners just for decoration, so basically I'd have diamond, iron, gold, and steel. I had enough diamonds, ironically, but nothing else, so I will have to quickly pop back into the caves. I spent the next couple of days in the cave, finding plenty of iron and plenty of gold, and this carried on until day 86 as well, but with enough, I finally headed back up. Oh, cool, the labyrinth. Guys, go away for a second. I'm just trying to... You got this. I have faith. How is he shooting up there? What if it's on here? There you go. Good job, champ. Hey, I'm back. Go, get away. Day 87 and I got the blocks in that I could. I had enough gold and I had enough iron, but I needed a little bit more iron because I did not have enough steel. Well, back to the caves I go. And by the next day, I had enough steel as well. So let's get that in the corner. And with that done, I started working on the house. All right then, so let me give you the house tour and then you guys can give me your honest opinions on it. This is the top of the house. Front of it, not sure about these wooden panels here, but I think like they're fine. They'll do what they do. Pretty much glass all the way around. The roof is pretty basic. It's a nice flat thing, but honestly, it works for what I wanted to do. If you're feeling hungry or if you're feeling like you want some knowledge, you got your knowledge up here and you got your hunger right here. And then down here, this is sleepy. This is the sleepy room. You have some more knowledge if you want it, of course. And you got the sleepy right there, and you can view into the world. And if I go into the photo mode, that's my house. That is my house right there. On day 92, I grabbed myself some gravel. I wanted to add some paths that would lead to the small location that I've been able to build over these times. It is basic, but I really do feel like it adds a lot to my base. But I got it completed by day 94, and I was done. There wasn't anything else I could do in the short time limit that I had left, so sadly, that will be the end of that. I waited until day 100, where I got there. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more content like this, like I say, I stream quite often, twitch.tv/Havenhand. Thank you for watching the video, and take care, everybody.